Welcome back. Well, as we sit here this morning, there are people living with a cancer diagnosis on their way to a medical facility for treatment. And that treatment can be uncomfortable, painful, and scary. We found out, though, that there's a place here in New York City that tries to make this ordeal a lot more tolerable. It can be a terrifying time in a person's life, dealing with a cancer diagnosis and treatment. But where you're treated and, more importantly, how you're treated, according to many health experts, can make all the difference. The Farber Center for Radiation Oncology in Lower Manhattan is a place trying to do just that.
We worked around sort of the floors to the ceiling to create a spa-like environment. You can see people shift, and what it does is it helps them feel that they're not sick.
The differences are in all the details. Unlike a cold hospital setting, here there are private dressing rooms with plush robes and slippers and concierge service. Your waits are by a fireplace in a room with scented candles as opposed to a crowded waiting room. The Farber Center was born out of a conversation between Dr. Farber and his wife.
So the quality of life they experience in that time frame, if that's better, then it's better for everybody. One of the things I tell my patients is I try to shift them from the idea of dying from cancer to living with cancer.
The place is made for comfort. It's made for you to think you're coming into a spa, or it's not a hospital setting.
What does that do for your psyche? What does it do for your mind?
It's great because when I leave here and I go home, I don't have a problem about coming back the next day.
Dr. Farber says the equipment is state-of-the-art, world-class technology, powerful tools that in some cases can dramatically reduce your treatment time. When you hear words like chemotherapy and words like radiation, it's pretty scary.
Right. And it will always be scary because it's out of the norm for people. People still call it the C word, or they whisper the word cancer. So we're not trying to deny that there is a fear. And one of the things we hear also from every patient when they're first diagnosed is they say it came as a complete surprise. It's always going to be a surprise. Nobody expects it. So knowing that fear exists, what we've done here is to take elements to make it less fearful for them.
Well, you can get more information at thefarbercenter.com. And the Farber Center is not affiliated with the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Now, what makes this place extra special, what made us want to tell this story, is that Dr. Farber says he has never turned anyone away because they couldn't pay. He accepts almost all insurance, specifically, Michael, Medicaid and Medicare.
Right, that's so important.
And very often you hear treatments like this and you think that you can't afford it, your insurance won't pay for it. We should mention he's been open less than a year. He's at 27 West Broadway, and he says hospitals are working hard. He's not anti-hospital. Right. He's just trying to make it a very comfortable experience. And his wife brought up a good point when I had a conversation with her, and what she said was, you can go and get plastic surgery and be treated like a queen,
right,
yet get cancer treatment and you're in a hospital's basement somewhere. So it's a great place, and I think that it's worth having here in the city.
And I think what he said is a good point. It's living with cancer, not I'm dying from cancer.
Absolutely.
And that's great. Good efforts there.